My husband left me passed out on the floor while sick and then got mad at me the next morning. I see him different now? We 24F and 26M have been married for a few years and have a baby. We had relationship issues after the baby, but I thought we had resolved them and he promised he would be better and all that. He did get better, he did his share around the house and house chores aren't a big issue because he just does what needs to be done without complaint or comment. But something at the back of my head felt off. I never really explored the nagging feeling, but now I realize that he never showed me any extra care. In fact, he gets upset or easily frustrated with me if I cause any extra inconvenience. Not sure how I didn't notice until now. So 2 days ago, I think I got sick. I was feeling that gross thick skin feeling and vertigo? Lightheaded? Ick, and by nighttime I was shivering and freezing. I was still able to function, so I didn't think much of it. Complained to my husband about it and then we went to sleep. Yesterday, I woke up feeling like my bones were lead. Ick how I functioned yesterday, but it felt like autopilot. My boss messaged me with some tasks, so I did them on my phone before my baby woke up. Rolled out of bed and somehow took my sister to school. Came back and worked some more. Usually I have energy to flip between being a mom and working, but yesterday I just laid on the floor to work while my 1-year-old watched some Ms. Rachel. Then had to pick up my sister from school, come home to make dinner, and by the time my husband came home, I felt dead on my feet. Anytime I moved, it felt like I was lagging and my body couldn't keep up. I told my husband this a few times. We ate, I put away the leftovers and put the baby to sleep while my husband went to his office to do some quick work. After this, I don't really remember because my brain was foggy. I found myself in his office, we exchanged a few words, but I don't remember what, and next thing I knew, I woke up alone in his office on the floor. I felt so heavy and out of it. It took so much effort to get up, but when I got out, all the lights were off, the kitchen was not touched and he was in bed. I just stood in the kitchen and realized that he just doesn't care. I already knew he wasn't going to clean the kitchen tomorrow, and that he didn't care. I felt off. I had a busy day planned and I didn't have time to wash all the dishes the next day. So I loaded the dishwasher and then went to bed. I laid down and 5 minutes later, my husband, very angrily, told me to turn off the lights in the kitchen. At this point I had no energy to deal with him, so I ignored him and fell asleep. The next morning, today, I woke up covered in sweat, but that gross feeling was gone. That's when I realized that I was sick. My husband was upset with me. He wouldn't talk or look at me and was stomping around. I tried to ask him about yesterday, but he just grumbled something about me confusing him. Everything from yesterday caught up and I just can't see him the same. I realized that he has never taken care of me or done anything that was inconvenient for him. I've been sick before and every time it's the same thing. He gets upset at me somehow. After I had a baby, he was upset that nothing was kept up around the house, yet got angry with me when I fainted from overexertion at 2 weeks postpartum. I remember him yelling at me that I did this to myself and it's my fault for not taking care of myself, even though just 2 days before, he was telling me that he was angry with me for not keeping up with laundry and that I needed to clean the kitchen because it was starting to smell and he didn't want to cook anymore. Don't even get me started on how he never woke up at night. All these memories hit me and I just am disgusted by him. How did I not see this? What do I even do? I'm going to stop here before the post gets too long. Edit. He just texted me saying he's beat and could barely brush his teeth this morning. I don't even know what to respond. I can't believe I took care of this man every time he got sick and after 2 surgeries. Update. Hi, so I'm still alive. I've had a surprising amount of people message me a week or 2 ago, and it's very kind of you people to care. I'll go right into what happened. I went to the hospital that day, since a shocking percentage of people suspected he could have messed with something, but no. The doctor said nothing came up. But he did say I had high blood pressure and recommended me to a cardiologist. I still have a month left before the appointment. When my husband got home from work, he was acting like everything was normal. I wanted to see if he would inquire at all about my faint the night prior, but nothing. So after the baby was settled for the night, I asked him why I woke up alone in his office. He got instantly angry with me and seemed annoyed I even brought it up. He said that I was acting confusing, and what was he supposed to do? I should have told him what I wanted him to do. I told him about my visit to the hospital and he said that going to the hospital is a little much. I told him the doctor said I am showing signs of heart issues, likely caused by stress. He blew up on me, yelling that I'm causing my own early grave and that it's my fault for not taking care of myself. With that, he closed himself in the room, leaving me to clean up after dinner alone again. Except I decided that I wouldn't, so I went on the couch and watched a movie. He came out, suddenly friendly and flirty. He tried to lay with me and ask what I was doing. He kept trying to act cute, and when I wasn't showing much response to it, he got angry and stormed off, locking me out of the bedroom. The next morning, I woke up to him slamming around the kitchen and cussing about how I couldn't even properly clean the kitchen. I just went to the bedroom and went back to sleep, if you can call it that, because he kept doing things to keep me awake. He complained later that day about how he was so hungry because I didn't make him breakfast or lunch. I gave myself a break day. I didn't work, didn't focus on the house, I was just a mom and spent time with our baby. I went to the park, to the library, to my in-laws. I tried to talk to her about the heart thing, and she responded with poor husband's name, he's probably going to stress about this. That's when I realized I couldn't do this anymore. I got pizza for dinner and got home right after my husband. He was not happy, and it was different this time. I tried to ignore his obvious tension. He cleaned the kitchen very loudly and was muttering under his breath. I washed up our daughter and put her to bed, trying not to feel anxious. When I came out, he started talking very aggressively about how I've been letting myself get lazy and he won't take my lack of effort. A relationship is a two-way street, he said. I started yelling back about how I cook, clean, manage his child and work at the same time, so how is it that I'm the one that's lazy when he keeps expecting me to do more things too? Things escalated and he started throwing dishes at me. When he ran out of things to throw, he strangled me. Then he left the house and I called the police. My baby was woken up, the neighbors were there because they heard yelling and glass breaking. It was chaos. When he came back, he tried to say I did everything. Even the bruises around my neck were self-inflicted apparently. I'm still trying to process everything, it all happened so fast. Sometime I wonder what would have happened if I had just sucked it up and didn't rebel. Would our relationship be fine? I have my first therapy session scheduled for next Tuesday, so I guess I'll talk all about it then. My husband is at his mom's now. I'm at my grandmother's for now and have almost all my stuff out of our apartment. We have a temporary restraining order. Official hearing is tomorrow morning. I'm scared if I'm honest. I haven't seen him since that night. My daughter keeps asking me where Dad is and I don't know what to tell her. There's my update. I feel so numb to it all. I can probably type much more that happened, but it already feels so long. Plus, I don't want to cry again. Edit. I reread this all and I sound like a big whiny baby, oh my goodness. I'm sorry. I promise I don't sound like this in person. I also wanted to add a thought. I don't know if I would have called the police and all if I hadn't posted before. I honestly don't know. This is the most scariest thing he's done to me, but he's done plenty of other things before. When I originally posted, it was more of a vent post. All your caring, kind thoughts moved me. It gave me the little push I needed. I only have my little sister and my grandmother. I can't tell my grandmother any of these details because she's too frail and sensitive. My dad was an alcoholic and died while driving under the influence. My mom left us after that for a guy in Russia. I don't know how she's doing, but she used to treat us very poorly, so I don't really care. Point is, thank you all. The responses here are too kind and I don't even know what to say.
Relevant comments. Panther draws. Okay, but did you go to the ER after being strangled? If not, you need to go ASAP, because strangulation can cause serious internal injuries and complications that can kill you days after the fact. Please get checked out right away and thoroughly document every injury, and please press charges against this man. He wanted to kill you and he very well could have if he hadn't chickened out and run away at the last minute. Also, documenting the physical violence and pressing charges will help you get and keep sole custody of your daughter. This man cannot be trusted with your child after his unhinged display of brute violence. The odds of him harming or killing her to get back at you are too great.
OP. Yes, I definitely did. That was enough proof for the temporary restraining order in my state, thankfully. One of the nurses was tearing up when she was taking my vitals and helped calm me and my baby down. She gave me some good advice on how to proceed and I appreciate it every day. I've been talking to a lawyer my grandma knows and I have some past proof of other incidents that should help me with my case too.
Akiyuki. Hey, I just wanted to recommend a book I myself recently started reading based on a few things I noticed in your post. Specifically, sometime I wonder what would have happened if I had just sucked it up and didn't rebel. Would our relationship be fine? No, the fact that he assaulted you with objects that shatter and can seriously injure you and after escalated to strangling you for asserting completely reasonable concerns means that this was always him. You dared to stand up for yourself and not let him treat you terribly. And he tried to harm or end your life for daring to want to be treated as an equal, as human. And your edit, I reread this all and I sound like a big whiny baby, oh my goodness. I'm sorry, I promise I don't sound like this in person. I promise you no reasonable or sane person reading this thought for even 1 second that you sounded whiny. They're just worried about your safety, empathic to the abusive and traumatic even you've just been though, and rooting for your safety and that you get away from this dangerous person. Questioning your reality with questions like, maybe if I just kept silent and put up with this abuse, things would remain tolerable. Sorry, I reworded it a bit, and seeing you describe your recounting of an event where you very well could have lost your life and your child could have lost their mother as sounding like a big whiny baby makes me wonder if you cope with fawning. I related a lot to it, and that's the way I have coped. So here's the book rec. It's called Fawning: Why the Need to Please Makes Us Lose Ourselves, and How to Find Our Way Back. Depending on where you live, I think only the Kindle version is out. ATM. If I'm totally off base, I apologize, love. I'm not trying to give you any labels or put you in a box. I just felt like it was worth mentioning on the off chance it could help you at all. It's going to be okay, you're gonna get through this and see brighter days ahead. I wish you every happiness and the most wonderful future, love.